Hello everyone, welcome back. In the last video, we learned to make two requests, post and get. So let's check it out first. Okay, so we are seeing this error because our server is not running. So first let's run our server, and please note that this server is running on our port 5000, and this is in our local computer. So if, let's say, if you want to access this server from anywhere in the world, then you won't be able to access it because our server is in our own local computer. So for our server to be accessed by, say, our client app, like our task app, we must deploy it on the internet. So now we will learn how to deploy our app on Heroku so that our client app can access this server from anywhere in the world. So for that, I have already created a very good resource for you all, and I have mentioned all these steps, and I will be following it here so that you can understand each and every step. And I have also mentioned common errors. So let's get started. The first thing is we have to download Heroku CLI. CLI is command line interface. So I have already downloaded it. So download it, and I will run it again for you guys. Okay, so you see there are three checkbox. This set path to Heroku. This one is very important because if you see, it will add Heroku in our environment path variables. Click on next, then install it. So if we check, okay, so I am logged in with user Satyam in my computer. So it did not add it here, but it did add it here. You can see C program files Heroku bin. So this is important so that we can access Heroku CLI from our terminal. We just click on OK, and then if we go here and then just open a new terminal and type Heroku. Okay, so you can see the term Heroku is not recognized. So for this to solve, what you can do, just close VS Code and open it again. Now type again. Okay, now you can see we are able to recognize Heroku. Okay, now we will follow this amazing resource to deploy our node.js server on Heroku. So first thing we need to do is check our node version. We are on version 14. So now we have to just paste this line so that Heroku can recognize on which version we are. Okay, we are on 14. So I will change it to 14. Then just put one comma here. Okay, cool. And we have done this, installed Heroku CLI. Now we need to do Heroku local web. Okay, you can see we are connected, but let's say, okay, just now let me show you one common error which you might face. So just run our server. So we are running our server locally, okay, and you can see we are connected. And now if you try to do this, we will see one error, and you can see the error is address already in use. So our port number, that is 5000, it is already in use because we are running our server, and this port number is being used by our locals locally. So we need to terminate this, and now if you do it again, we will be able to connect. So I did this just to show you in case you face such error, because I had faced it, so I remembered and showed you guys. And yeah, in case your terminal says can't recognize Heroku, That means your in the environment variable it was not added, and you can add it manually. Also restart VS Code, or you might even need to restart your PC. I needed it, so you may also need it. Okay, now our third step, terminate this process. Heroku login. So it will open our browser and it will ask us to log in. So login to Heroku. I will say login. And since I had already logged in before, it is giving me that I have already logged in. So just log in, no big deal. Now create Git repo to push. Okay, so to create first we have to do Git init. I have already done Git init part in the last video. Already created Git repository, so I don't need to do it. And let's say if you are working with your team and you have cloned the repository from GitHub, so you also don't need to do Git init because the Git has already been initialized by someone in your team, so you don't need to do it. But yeah, now pay attention, very important point. Node module should not be there in Git. So make git ignore file and put node modules in it. So I have already made git ignore file. So if it is not there, just make it and name it .git ignore, and in that put node modules, because if you don't put it, it will give error while deployment. And you can verify that node module is not in Git, because you can see node modules, it is a little dull as compared to other files. And let's say if by mistake you have added node modules in Git, so you can remove it using these commands. First run this. If this does not work, you can go on with this command, and yeah, finally you can remove node modules from Git. To deploy it, we need to do all these things. Git add dot, then git remote dash v. So you can see GitHub is there, but Heroku is not here, so we have to add Heroku. So we'll do Heroku create. And now if you run this again, you can see Heroku has been added. Now we need to proceed to Heroku. We have already, okay, we haven't committed it, I guess. Okay, just commit it if not already committed. I should get an error because to push to Heroku we must be on master branch. So you can see push to branch other than main or master. So skipping build. So it has not built and it will not be pushed. So first I will just go to master branch. Oh, it is main. Now I will merge it whatever it was there in part 9. Okay, so only this much was there, so this is there. Now if we, now again if we do git push Heroku, and then it is not master, it is main branch. Okay, now you can see we are building it. Okay, now we have to do this Heroku open. It might take some time, so be patient here. Okay, so now you can see again we are getting error and it is giving us this command. So we'll do Heroku logs tail, and I already know what the error is. It is because of the port. So we need to just change it to process dot env dot port or then 5000. So it is required because this process.env.port, it will automatically take the port number from Heroku. Just commit it. Now again proceed. Oh, I forgot to save it. So please do remember to save it. Otherwise, and now again we have to. Now if we do it, because without saving the changes are not added to Git, so save it before committing anything. So now I have done that. Now we can push the changes. It is again building it. Now if you again do Heroku open, okay, you can see here that we are not getting any error, but it says cannot get. So let's just check it. If you do home page, if you remember we had made it. Okay, now you can see it is giving yes. So we are connected. Our server has been successfully deployed. And to further verify it, what we can do is we'll go to and we'll check these two methods. Okay, so you can see till now we were using our local host. So now since we have this URL, so our local host will be replaced by this URL, and after that we have to give our endpoint. Okay, so slash is a slash gets task. Okay, so here we are again getting one error. So let's check it again. Okay, so you can see here one common reason is that you are trying to access the database from an IP that isn't whitelisted. So what we have to do to access our server which has been deployed on Heroku, we need to make some changes in our database in our MongoDB cluster. So go back to MongoDB and click on network access, and here we just have to add another IP address and just click on allow access from anywhere. Now we will be able to access our server deployed on Heroku from anywhere. So just confirm it. This is not the best practice for production level, but yeah, for now we'll do it. Okay, now our API address has been added. So now we can check again. Okay, so you can see we are again seeing this error, and if we log it again, we will see the same error because it might take some time for those IP address to be available. So just wait for some time. Okay, if you see here, again it is saying the same thing. So just wait for some time so that your IP address is being accessible, and after that if you do is it should run fine. So in case you are wondering why this home page was working, so you can see we are getting a here because if you come back here, you can see we are just asking server that to send us a response as a, and we are not actually sending any data to MongoDB. So and in all these other routes here, while posting it and while getting it also, if you see here also, while posting it, we are using MongoDB. We are connecting to MongoDB using user task, and while getting the data also, we are finding data from MongoDB. So then that's why it is not working. We just have to wait. We have done everything in the MongoDB Atlas. We just have to wait some time so that it can work again. Okay, so finally it is working fine. I had to wait around 1 hour for this to work, but yeah, everything is working fine now. And to check it that it is working fine further, what we can do is we can create another post request, and instead of this, we'll just paste our this URL. Okay, so since this is post request, we need to paste this create user task, and yeah, even if your local server is not running, you should be able to see that it has been posted. And let's change it a bit so that we can recognize it. Okay, and then in the description, important to client tab with server. Okay, now again post it. Okay, you can see it has been posted, and now we can verify if it is working fine or not. Okay, you can see here task title and description what we just wrote. So we can see our endpoints are working fine. So in the next video we will learn how to connect our client tab, that is our task app, Flutter task app, with our server, so that our client server and database all three will be connected with each other, and you will be able to get the full picture. This was the whole reason why I made this deployment to Heroku video so early in our series, without learning other CRUD operation, that is update and delete. First, we'll connect our client with our server, and since our server is already connected to MongoDB Atlas database, the whole client server and database network will be connected, and you'll be able to understand everything in much more clarity. And after that, we'll learn other CRUD operation with MongoDB and other advanced stuffs. So this is it for today's video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.